Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. It's Santa Claus again, back again from Batangas. I figured I'd try out my other shades here I got a long time ago. I got these cheaper than the other ones. That's some Japanese trading company they got around here. These are kind of like my fellow vlogger Rick Shaw, who I follow a lot. Give him a shout out. He does a good job. He did a video kind of on the same subject I'm going to do. Mine's just a little bit different, but basically the same. Mine's about how you survive and thrive here in the Philippines. I mean, I've only been here 2 years, so the second part, I don't know. I'm not thriving. I'm just surviving. If I knew how to thrive, I would tell you. But I haven't got a clue. Because making no money, having no income is definitely not thriving. I'm just getting by. Surviving. I'm going to give it to you in like no particular order, no countdown or nothing like that. Just what I see, just what I've, what I've dealt with here every day on a daily basis. What I have to go through just to survive. Number one, if I have to say anything, number one, patience. I thought I had a lot of patience when I lived in the United States. Even my brothers would say, "Hey man, you have a lot of patience, don't you?" And I was a bartender for 25 years in a hotel. I had to deal with a lot of drunks and goofballs. That took a lot of patience too. But I'm telling you, moving here, a whole nother world tests your patience. Every day my patience is tested. I don't know. I don't know if I have enough. Doing the best I can. But everything, everywhere you go, no matter what it is, grocery stores, banks, driving, anywhere, scooter, you name it, man. Just dealing with everybody is just patience. Because everything here is slowed down to the minimum. That's the way everything runs here. Nobody's in a hurry. I mean, I'm not really in a hurry anyway. I really am not. But sometimes, you're in line for an hour and a half for something simple. And your patience is tried. So, yeah, it takes a lot of patience, man. Money. You gotta have money. If you don't have enough, like in a little savings or something, a little backup plan, then don't even bother coming here because it's gonna be tough. Really, I'll be in better shape maybe next year when I start getting some Social Security. Or if we ever sell this house, I'll be okay. I just overdid it. I made a lot of mistakes. I wish I could press a reverse or rewind button and start over. But I can't, because I would do things a lot different. But I already did things, and I already made decisions. A lot of them were not really good decisions. So I have to deal with it. I have to deal with those decisions. So at least I do have a little backup cash in case something happens, and enough to get by probably till I get to Social Security. But I'm hoping this YouTube channel will catch on. I don't know. I've been doing it for probably a year and a half, and I only got 400 subscribers. I mean, I watch some people. One guy I watch a lot, He's from my town where I was actually born, Baltimore, Maryland. He's an expat. A lot of people watch him, Sunshine Shoulders. Maybe he'll give me a shout out. But he said he's been doing it 7 months and already has 100,000 viewers, 100,000 subscribers. Every one of his videos gets thousands of views. Mine, I'm lucky to get 100. So, hey, try to help me out, people. I don't know what else to do to keep you interested. I can't really go out every day. It's too freaking hot. Very, very hot. It's summer. And there's not a whole lot to show you anyway. And it's hard to get out here unless we're commuting, taking a tricycle or something, or a scooter. I still can't really, our driveway here is still big dip. I think what we're going to do is get some bags of dirt or sand or something and lay them in the hole. That way when they come to cement it, they can just move the bags. Anyway, I'm off the subject. So, patience and money, they're really the two biggest ones. But have respect. Respect is another one. Respect your fellow Filipino, because you know, they don't take kindly to foreigners giving them a hard time or making fun of them or anything like that. You know, they're proud people, and they've been this whole country has been taken over many times, and it's just in them, you know, to be fighters. And they're always in good moods and everything, but don't really piss them off, man. I would say don't get them upset. But it's just in their blood to fight. I mean, look at Manny Pacquiao, one of the best. They're talking about he might run for president next because President Duterte's term is almost over. But other people are saying he really doesn't have the experience. And even as a senator or congressman, he's got a lot of absentees, so they don't think he's going to get the votes because he doesn't have the experience yet, really. But they are proud people. They're fighters. If they have a disaster like typhoons and stuff, which they go through all the time, they just rebuild. They don't complain. They really don't complain about anything. They just deal with it, whatever their government tells them to do, because there's no other choice. Same with you guys. You know, if you come here, you got to deal with whatever they tell you to do here. It's not like the U.S. Can't make a big fight out of anything. You just have to expect it. Look, you're in a foreign country. This is the way they do things here. Just do it the way they do it. Don't cause any trouble. You can take precautions, like, for instance, when you're driving, you know, I just ordered a dash cam. I had a cheap one and it broke. I think it was too cheap. So I ordered another one for Lazada's birthday deal, and we'll see if that one's any better. But it was only like $25. We'll see how good it is. But yeah, it's just better be safe, because if you have that proof, if you do ever get in an accident or have a problem on the roads, at least you got proof. I haven't had a problem yet. Luckily, I haven't had any accidents, any fender benders, but I know a lot of people, a lot of vloggers have. It's very easy too, especially me, because I got a big old truck. But even with my wife's car, she hasn't had any either. But you got to learn when you're driving, you know, patience again, because you're going to have people pulling out on you. You're going to have people walking out in front of you. You're going to have all kinds of stuff. And you, as an American or foreigner, you're going to be at fault whether you are or not, unless you have that camera, unless you have that proof. So, yeah, I'm waiting for mine, but luckily I haven't had any problems so far without it. I wouldn't even have a vehicle if I really didn't need one. You can get by with a scooter or tricycle. It's nice to have a car. But I needed the truck just to go to Dingaland, especially the roads out there are really bad. So that's why I got a 4x4. Once the roads are all fixed out there, and, maybe one day I won't even be going there anymore. I might not even need it. I'll sell it. But, right now it comes in handy. It's a good truck. I got it for a good price. I'm not complaining. But, yeah, I almost had a problem one time with a guy who cut me off. He wanted to start a fight. But I avoided it because you don't want to start no fights around here. There's not a lot of road rage or anything like that. People just go. And a lot of times, fender benders and stuff, you might just have to pay the guy, give him 1,000 pesos or whatever, and go on your way without getting any police involved or anything. But, the problem is here, the police, they actually take your license. They were going to take mine in Manila one time. My wife begged them not to, and, we worked it out. But they do. And then once you lose your license, you got to show up for court or to get it back. And if you're not living in that area, it's going to be a hassle. I don't know how the courts run here. I don't want to find out either. Definitely don't want to find out. But I might have to do something in the courts here soon about our stuff in Dingaland if we can ever get that taken care of. That was one of my mistakes I made. Still don't have a title for that property. We do have rights, but I would like to have the title in hand. I don't know if I'll ever get it. But again, I made the mistake of handing over money without seeing the title, without physically having the title in my hands and looking at it. Should have never done it, but I trusted too many people. Anyway, there's a lot of things like that, I would say if you have a bad feeling about anything, go with your feeling. Trust your feelings. Trust your instincts. Because a lot of things won't add up here. You're dealing with a whole different life here. A whole different life. A lot of people do come here and find jobs and, make a lot of money and thrive. They thrive here. Or they came over here with a big bank account, and they have no problems. But I didn't. I came here for one reason only. My little girl. And if it wasn't for her, I'd still be in this red, white, and blue here. That's where I would be, whether good, bad, or indifferent. I would not have moved 9,000 miles. But it is what it is, and I did it, and I'm not really planning on going back. I have permanent residence, and you need to be here for 5 years to apply for citizenship. 5 years, and you can apply after you're a permanent resident. So I have 3 more years to go, and then I can apply. Then I can have dual citizenship. Then I think once you're actually a citizen, then you can take advantage of all the things they give citizens here. Like, for instance, my friend Rick Shaw was talking about the senior discount cards. I think you can use it, but you need that citizenship. Because all the stuff I've looked at online says, don't even try if you're a foreigner. That stuff's all set up for Philippine citizens, those senior discounts and stuff. Whether you've worked here or not, whether you've done all that stuff or not. Even if you were able to get the card, you might have been able to get the card. But if you use the card, that's your problem. Because you get the wrong person that sees you using a citizenship card like that. They can turn you in, and then trouble starts. So I wouldn't even bother. I really wouldn't. I'd recommend not even using the card, even if you got one. if you have one. Don't try to get the Philippine benefits. You're not a Philippine citizen. What else? I don't know. Just like I said, obey the laws here. The laws here are different. Actually, whatever country you go to, you should really research the laws before you move there. It's always a good idea to know what you're getting into before you move. I really didn't. I didn't research it that much. I didn't watch that many YouTube videos on it and on the subject or anything. I just knew I was going to do it. That's why I did it. Because I didn't want my daughter growing up without a father. That's the reason I came here. I didn't. So I had no choice. Because, I can't get into the reason right now, but my wife is not able to come to the U.S. She couldn't. And my daughter, I'm still waiting for her passport. I'm still waiting for some other paperwork also. But she can't go anywhere. She's got to stay here, at least for a little while. And I don't want to take her to the U.S. just by herself. She's still 5 years old. She's a mommy's girl. She's going to cry and cry and cry and want her mommy. So I got to wait till she gets a little older, maybe teenage, something like that, and see if she wants to come to the U.S. It's up to her. But I can't do nothing about it right now. I'm here. I'm here. Like I said, I've been here 2 years. After 5, I'll probably apply for citizenship. I got to redo my passport in another 2 years. It's going to be expired, so I'm going to have to make arrangements to do that. And then for next year, I got to apply for my Social Security. So that's it, really. How you survive and thrive? Hey, I'm not thriving, so I really can't tell you that. I'm just surviving, man, day by day. And these lockdowns, they're not helping. These quarantines, they're not helping. They're not helping anybody, And the vaccines and testing, that's a whole nother story. Everybody has their opinions on it. Everybody's going to tell you something different. But I can tell you, the Filipinos, it's true. They're not excited about it. They don't want to take the vaccines. They're all hearing negative information. They're all saying, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. It's been a problem in the Philippines for years on vaccines. Not just COVID vaccines, everything. And a lot of the kids aren't even vaccinated for childhood diseases here. And the schools don't really require it like they do in the U.S. You got to show that you're vaccinated for certain things in the U.S. to even go to school. But not here. They're kind of paranoid about that kind of stuff. I don't know why. They'll go to the doctors and they'll get a shot. The doctor tells them to get a shot, they'll go. But if it's not mandatory, they're not going to do it. Plus the fact that they might have to pay for it over here. It might not be like the U.S. where it's free. I don't even know yet. I know the swab tests and stuff when it first came out. You had to pay for it. I almost had to do it till they changed the procedure to go to Dingalan, and we didn't have to do it. But I thought we were going to have to pay. It was going to be $50 just for a swab test. So, but I'm sure once they open up the country, once they finally do open up the country, you're probably going to have to prove before you get your plane ticket that you have a vaccine. That's my guess. I don't think the Philippines are going to let anybody in here unless they can prove they had it shot. But we'll see. I don't know. I think we're far away from that. I think it's going to be a year at least. They're not going to let anybody in here, which is probably smart. But they say the cases are going up here. According to all the Asian countries, the Philippines is the only one on the rise. The other ones are all in the fall or have stayed level to almost zero. Like Thailand's down, Malaysia's like almost zero. They said the Philippines is rising. You know, and there's other problems here too, like I mentioned in a previous video, out there on the western Philippine Sea. There's a little boomerang-shaped island called Felice. I forgot now, and it's called something else with the W. I can't remember. Sorry, I should have looked it up before this, but you can check it out on YouTube. Just put problems in the Western Philippine Sea or South China Sea. All the videos come up for you. And there's still like 180 vessels out there, and they're all maritime vessels. They say they're fishing vessels, but they're not. It's been proven that they're like their maritime fleet. Apparently China has 3 different fleets. They have their Navy, they have their Coast Guard, and they have their maritime fleet. And that's what's out here now, their maritime fleet. And they're not leaving because they're not getting any demands from the Philippines. There's some people here in the Philippines that are really, really upset about that, and then other people aren't. So I'm not getting into Philippine politics. That's not my business. So we'll see what happens there. But it's as of now, it's just kind of on a stalemate anyway. They're not really doing anything, and they've been there for years. At least 1 full year. They were there last year, according to the experts. I've been watching a lot of stuff on it. It's pretty interesting. And it's probably going to get more interesting. Just keep watching. No more news on the Taal volcano. That's another thing we got to worry about here. I wish we could sell this house so I could just get out of here and not have that worry over my head. That at any day, at any time, it could blow. And then I have to leave. And then we'll be set back on everything else again. So, yeah, it's just another thing to worry about here. So, more stress. I moved here to retire and relax, but I have stress. More than I want. More than I bargained for. Like I said, I should have researched it better before I even bought this house. But I kind of did it in a little bit of a hurry on the recommendation of a family member. And we're not going to end up making money because we put money into it. We bought it at a good price, but it was in need of restoration. So I put money into it to restore it. And then I'll probably break even when we sell it, which is fine. I just need to sell it. And start somewhere else. Start over again. Maybe some better option. I'm not going to buy another property. I'm not going to buy another land or house. Because I want something in my name this time so I don't have to worry about anything. Like a condo. I think I'm going to go condo next time. Something that's going to be easy. I don't have to cut the grass or drive far to anywhere. Something I can just maybe have a park or something close by. I can walk or ride a bike. Something I can take a scooter to the grocery store. Something that has a swimming pool and maybe a little gym. I can get some exercise. Because I'm just tired of all this. Not that this is a bad place. It's not. It's a nice house. Big house, really too big for us. But we've been here 5 years now. That's enough. My wife's been here since 2014, before we even had Catherine. So, yeah, it's time. It's time. Some Filipinos, they stay in the same place they were born their whole lives, especially if they're from small provinces. They never leave. I don't want to do that. I think if we lived in Dingalan in the province, I'd probably have a lot less stress. But on the other hand, it's just super boring there. There's really nothing to do. You have to have some kind of hobby or some kind of job, or do something. But it's hard in a small province because all those people out there, they really don't have much work. We were giving them work when we were building there, but every time we go there, people come up to us and ask us, "Hey, you have any work? You have any jobs?" So it's hard. It's hard living in the small provinces too, but it is less stressful. And you don't have to deal with so much traffic, so much pollution every day, garbage. You still have to deal with some stray dogs and chickens and stuffed roosters, but not as much, and the province people are super, super nice. All the Philippine people are super nice. It's not a problem here. As long as you're respectful, and you give them respect, they will give you respect. But just remember, you're a foreigner here. You're a stranger in their country. So don't cause any trouble. That's all I got for you. This is probably one of my longest videos. I really don't like to go more than 15 minutes because people lose their attention span. And if you go too long, people shut it down. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I answered some questions. Watch other vloggers, I know you guys are watching other vloggers. Like I said, they're getting a lot more views than I am. But hopefully these other vloggers will give me a shout out if they think I'm doing all right. Or they want to help me out. Help Santa out. Everybody likes Santa. Everybody loves Santa. Santa's a good person. He wishes the best for everybody. Everybody be safe. Take care. I'm cutting this off now because we might have another couple coming over to look at the house. We were told they were coming at 3 o'clock, but they're already overdue, so who knows if they'll show up or not. But anyway, let's hope. Let's hope we get this thing sold here soon and the volcano doesn't erupt. Say a prayer for me. Cross your fingers. Get me some subscribers. Once again, here it is. Santa Claus is now living in the Philippines. Subscribe, it's free. I really appreciate if you guys do it. Help me out, share the channel. That's going to do it. God bless everyone. Until next time, take care of yourself. Santa Claus, now living in the Philippines, and Batangas. Over and out.